are going to study our trace with. Secretarial practice is a field with a wide scope and encompassing a variety of tasks and responsibility essential for the smooth functioning of an organization. It includes areas such as communications, office management, coordination, and documentation. However, due to the time constraint, we will present you with limited sessions for the skills and practical knowledge that we have gained in this training. We hope it will give you a clear understanding of how office procedures are carried out efficiently and professionally. To start our demonstration, I will present you the process of filing, coding, and indexing of documents. In this today's fast-paced world, staying organized is the key. Have you ever lost your documents and files and spent hours searching for it? If yes, then filing, coding, and indexing is your solution. They are not just for the office, it's essential skill for everyday life. Whether you are a student, working as a professional, or managing the household, this habit can save your time, reduce your stress, and boost your productivity. Now, I will explain what is filing. Filing is a process of organizing, storing documents or information systematically, making it easier to retrieve when you need it. And there are two methods for filing, manual and digital filing. In manual filing, where we organize the documents by hand in a file, folder, or a cabinet. In digital filing, where we store and manage the documents in electronically or computer, cloud storage, or storage system. And filing can be classified into 5 types, and any of these classifications can be used depending on the requirements of the organizations or specific tasks at the end. And they are, the first one is alphabetical filing, where the files are arranged according to the names or the title. And the second one is numerical filing, where the files are arranged according to the numbers or a numerical order. And the third one is subject-wise filing, where the files are arranged according to the topic or a category like scholarship files or admission file, etc. And the fourth one is chronological filing, where the files are arranged according to the date, like oldest to the newest. And the final one is geographical filing, where the files are arranged according to the specific location, like a name of a country, place, or state, and district. Now I'm going to explain what is coding and indexing of documents. So the coding is assigning a unique identifier like a code to documents or items for easier identification and retrieval. Example, as you can see, INV 2023-001 for the invoice, and there are some other examples for coding like color coding, subject-wise coding, and alphanumerical coding. So the indexing means creating a reference system like an index to locate the documents or the items quickly. Example, a list of keywords or a tag linked to the document. And these two are the simple examples of coding and indexing of documents. So the proper coding and indexing of documents can help in systematical filing and also manage the record efficiently and storing them. It makes it easier to store and locate. So lastly, I'm going to explain about the two primary methods for organizing of physical documents in the office, and they are horizontal filing and vertical filing. In horizontal filing, where the files are placed flat in a drawer or a tray or on the cabinet, and with the latest document usually on the top. And it is the best use for the large items like blueprint, map, and engineering drawings or the archive file. In vertical filing, where the files are kept upright in the standing positions with the spine facing outward, and it is the best use for the active files and customer reports and also daily office correspondence, making it the most popular and modern choice. With that, now I would like to call upon my friend Titi Jamala to share an overview of shorthand and demonstrate how it's written.
Thank you, Mohan. So, good evening, everyone. Today my topic is on shorthand. So, basically there are various types of shorthand, but the most popular one is Isaac Pitman's shorthand. It is a system of rapid writing developed by some an English educator in 1837. So, in this method, in this system of shorthand writing, we use strokes, curves, and dots to represent sound rather than traditional English spelling, which makes writing much more faster. So regarding its usage, it is mainly used by secretaries, stenographers, and journalists by taking quick notes during meetings, speeches, and deductions. It also helps in saving time and improving writing speed, especially for official and hobbyist folks. However, you can also use it for personal purposes such as writing diaries, recording confidential information. So, in the end, shorthand is a skill which requires constant effort, dedication, and long-term practice. Now, I will be demonstrating how to write shorthand, and to give you a clear understanding, I will be taking the example of the quotation of a great leader, His Holiness supporting the Dalai Lama. So what is written here is, our prime purpose in this life is to help others, and if you can't help, at least don't harm them by His Holiness in the Dalai Lama. So my team will take few minutes to write this phrase in and it will only take the half of the time to write it in shorthand. So this is all shorthand is about. Now I would like to invite my friend Kashish and Srinivas to demonstrate effective communication through proper phone handling.
Thank you, Jamila. Good evening, everyone. Today, my friend Jing and I will explain the etiquette of handling phone calls, which is very important for both professional and personal life.
We are going to demonstrate a short conversation showing two ways of handling phone call. The first one shows the boy etiquette and the second one shows the correct and professional way of handling. This will help you understand how telephone etiquette affects communication. First, we are going to demonstrate on a word etiquette of phone handling. What do you want?
My name is Kashish. This is Tata Company. I'm calling to get information about the job. I have applied. I have been trying to reach you since last 2 days.
I'm busy right now. Call later.
Could you please connect me to HR manager?
Why are you calling again and again? I told you I'm busy and can't connect call at the moment. You can call tomorrow.
This an example of poor etiquette, rude tone, no greeting, no help, and abrupt ending. Such behavior can damage relationships and harm the institution reputation.
Now we are going to demonstrate on correct and professional way of handling phone calls. Good evening. Thank you for calling Tata Company. How may I assist you today?
Good evening. I would like to seek information about the job I have applied last week.
Certainly. May I know your name?
My name is Kashish. I'm calling from Dehradun.
Thank you, Ms. Kashish. I will connect you to our agile manager. Please stay on the line.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, the agile manager is not available at the moment. May I take a message or arrange a call back?
Sure, please arrange a call back.
Thank you for calling. Have a nice day.
Thank you, madam.
As we saw, polite communication and professional tone create positive impression and strengthen reputation. The same polite etiquette we use in our professional phone handling can also reflect in our personal phone handling and relationship.
Speaking respectfully not only leave a good impression but also build trust and bond with family and friends.
Now, before concluding our presentation, we will demonstrate the different types of secretaries. Although the field of secretarial work includes many secretaries, but in this presentation, we will showcase the 4 key types and their roles.
As a reception secretary, I am the first impression of the company. I welcome visitors, answer phone calls, and make sure everyone feels comfortable.
As an office secretary, I perform the variety of tasks within the office and work under the supervision of administrator of an institute or a company's manager.
As an executive secretary, I assist the top-level management and coordinate the office activities. I also manage the personal schedule and confidential matters.
As a legal secretary, I specialize in legal matters and work closely with lawyers to prepare contracts and court documents.
So we all work hard.
I coordinate the entire office.
But I handle the confidential matters.
And I deal with law.
Different role, same goal, office success. With that, we are going to conclude our today's presentations and thank you for your kind attention. Let's take what we have shared today and turn it into action. Thank you.